Dear meritorious devotees and my dear children. So today on this Poet Day, we all are going to listen to our great teacher, Supreme Buddha's Supreme Dhamma. So before listening to the Dhamma sermon, all together, let's get together and let's pay homage to our great teacher, Supreme Buddha, and for refuge to the Virgins. So keep your hands together and say with me, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, now we are going to observe Panchasila or the 5 precepts. So when I say, you can repeat after me, okay? Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. Kamesu miccachara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. Suramere Majjapama Dattana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs with the refuge of the noble triple gem. I observe these precepts for happiness in this life, to rebirth in heaven, and to realize the Four Noble Truths. In this Gautama Buddha's dispensation, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Say with me. My homage to Supreme Buddha. Buddha is my refuge every day. My homage to the Supreme Dhamma. Dhamma is my refuge every day. My homage to the Supreme Sangha. Sangha is my refuge every day. My homage to the Supreme Triple Gem. Triple Gem is my refuge every day. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. First of all, may all of our homage be to my teacher, our Vimat Lokaswami Master. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. Dear meritorious devotees and my dear children. So, hope you all are doing good today. So, before starting the Dhamma sermon, I wish you all, may all you be well and happy. May you live long. May you live a happy life. And may all of you realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. So today, on this Hoya Day, we are going to collect a great merit to our life.
I'm choose one.
So, when you listen to Dhamma, or when you listen to the teachings of the Buddha, Buddha taught us that you can have and you can find the happiness. You can find the path to the happiness of all of our lives, right? So that is why Buddha taught his teachings to the world. So today we are going to find and we are going to learn about how to acquire the happiness in our life, right? Now, as living beings, as human beings, and also as living beings, we all have a big desire for happiness, right? All the things that we are doing in our life for the sake of happiness. if you consider about yourself, right? Early in the morning, sometimes you have to get up, then you have to cook, then you have to grab some food like that, and you have to go to work, right? So if I ask from you, why are you going to work? Then you will tell, you may tell that, you will say to me that we are going to work to find some money, right? So if I ask from you, why do you earn money? Why do you need money? Then you will tell that we need to buy certain things to our life. We need to buy food, we need to buy clothes, right? And we need money for so many things. So then if I ask you, why do you buy these things and why do you have some food and the clothes and everything? Then the final answer will be to be happy, to feel happy. That is the nature of all of our lives, right? Every living being on this earth, they have a big desire to be happy, and they have a big desire for the happiness. But many people, there are thousands and millions of people who doesn't know the real happiness of the life. Most of us think that the happiness lies in the outer world, right? We try to find the happiness from the outer world. Am I right? Yes, that is the nature. We think that happiness is something that is in the outer world. We need to go and find them. We need to go and find that. Okay, that is how we are thinking. But the real happiness is always within us. Okay, it lies within our hearts and within our life. We have to find that. Okay, that is why it is so difficult to find the real happiness in this life, because it lies within us, not in the outer world. We search the happiness, right? We search the happiness from outer world where there is no happiness, right? So the things that are in outer world is called the comfortabilities or the comfort. Okay, that is not the happiness. Happiness is what we feel inside. Okay, comfort is in the outer world, and the happiness is within you. So that is why we need to find the happiness within ourselves. So today, I'm going to teach you some practices, and I'm going to teach you a practice that if you practice this, you can find a great happiness in your life, right? Most of the time, people suffer and people become so worried and people feel so upset about their life because of their anger. Most of the time. Am I right? Have you ever felt anxious, and have you ever felt about upset about your life because of your own anger? Yes, so sometimes we feel like that, right? Sometimes when we get angry, we feel like, why, or every time I am being angry with these people, right? It is not, you know that it is not good for you, but it is very hard to control. Okay. So today I'm going to teach you a way, a practice that you should do in your life to control the anger. Okay. So in Buddhism, the Buddha always teaches you that anger is not good for your life. Buddha always teaches us that you should not be angry with people, right? Though the people hate you, though the people are hurting you, right? though the people are doing the things that you don't like, you should not be angry. That is what Buddha teaches us. But when it comes to the practice, when it comes to the practical world, it is so hard. It is very hard to not to be angry with people. You know, people do so many things that trigger us to be angry. So what we need to do is somehow, although it is very hard, we have to control this. Okay? Although it is very hard, we have to control this. It is the nature of this world that every good thing or everything that brings the happiness to our life is a little bit hard when you do it. Let's take about studying. When you are studying, is it easy? No, you have to get up in the morning, or you have to go to school, or you have to go to universities. You have to study for the exam. Sometimes you have to stay stay awake in the night. You have to study and you have to dedicate your time and your energy. So it is not easy. Okay, but the final results will be much more happier than the suffering that you are feeling when you are studying. Okay, that means the nature of good things is when we do those things, it is a little bit hard. Sometimes we have to cry. Sometimes you have to suffer. But the final result will be much more good. Okay. So although being not angry is hard, we have to practice that. Although being kind to people and not becoming angry and not reacting with anger is hard, we have to do that. Okay. So today I'm going to teach you a wonderful discourse of our great teacher, Supreme Buddha. This is a sutta. Okay. Sutta means the discourse or the teachings of the Buddha. So the sutta's name is Dhammika Sutta. What is the name? Dhammika Sutta. Okay. So in this sutta, it explains about a story about a monk. This monk lived in the Buddha's time. Okay. So there was a monk whose name was Dhammika in the Buddha's time. This is a little story. So this monk was not just a monk, he was like a little bit different than other monks. Okay. What is the difference? What was the difference is he lived in 7 monasteries in his own village. There were 7 monasteries in his village, and he lived in all those monasteries from time to time. It's like he was the owner of these 7 monasteries. He was the resident monk of the 7 monasteries. Okay. So when you become, once you become a monk, you cannot live like that. Right? You cannot own the things like that. So, but this monk, Dhammika Swamin Wahanse, he lived in 7 monasteries. And also, he was a little bit arrogant, right? That means he gets angry easily. So what he did was, he started insulting the monks who lived with him. Okay, he started to insult, he started to harm them and attack them and harass them. Okay, so have you seen such people in the real world, in the practical world? There are people like that, right? It is very hard to live with such people, no? People who get angry all the time. No one likes to be with them. It's very hard. Okay. So he started to insult the monks who lived in the same monastery. He started to harm and attack all the monks. Then what happened was Now, there were the other monks. Now, once you become a monk, the devotees, you have to know that the monkhood is very free. It's very wonderful and it's very free, right? You don't have many responsibilities. You don't have much bonds to this world. So it's a free life. That means we live in freedom. So monks, they like the freedom. They don't like to be harmed by people, or they don't like to be harassed, and they don't like to live under harassment. So what the other monks did was, they left the monastery. They didn't try to attack the Dhammika Swamin Wahanse, or they didn't try to argue with him. What they did was, they took their belongings and they went away. Okay. Now the monastery was empty. There was only the Dhammika Swamin Wahanse was living in that monastery. He was the only monk. All the other monks left the monastery. Okay. Now, same as you, now you are joined with the Bodhidhamma Vihara, right? You are doing a great service to that. You are dedicated to that. Same as that, there were some devotees or the people who are joined with this monastery, right? So what about you? Now, do you like to have many monks in your vihara or the temple? If you had the chance to bring many monks to your vihara and treat them and listen to Dhamma, then you can be happy. You like that. So same thing happened in here. The people who joined with this monastery, okay, the people who are joined and who dedicate their time to this monastery, they realize that there are no monks in the monastery. Only Dhammika Swamin Wahanse is there. All the other monks has left. So they started to find the reason for this leaving. Why did these monks leave? Okay. Then finally they found out that Dhammika Swamin Wahanse, monk Dhammika, he is harassing other monks. He's insulting other monks. He's attacking other monks. So that is the reason for the monks to leave this monastery. So what happened? Now, in that case, what do you do? How do you react to such incident? Huh? Would you go to the temple and complain the monk or blame the monk? Let's see what happened. So the people went to the monastery and they told Dhammika Swamin Wahanse, now because of you, Dhammika Swamin Wahanse, all the other monks has left. Right? Now it is you are the reason for this. So we need more monks in this monastery. We need the monks to live in this monastery. So please take your belongings, take everything that you belong here, and please leave this monastery. So they started to complain Dhammika Swamin Wahanse like that, right? So finally, Dhammika Swamin Wahanse was banished from the first monastery that he lived. So he was kicked out, in other words. So finally, Dhammika Swamin Wahanse thought, now, what should I do now? I was banished from the first monastery. Okay, it's okay. I have another monastery. I will go and live there. So he went to the second monastery and he started living there. And there were the monks too in that monastery. So the same story happened in the second monastery also, right? That is the nature. The person did not change. Dhammika Swamin Wahanse did not change his attitudes and the way of behavior. Okay. So what he did was he started quarreling with the monks again. He started attacking monks again. He started insulting monks again. Right? There's a nice saying in Sinhala. It says that කැලේ මාරුනාට කොටියගේ පුල්ලි මාරු වෙන්නේ. That means if you change the jungle, but though you change the jungle, the marks on the leopard's body will not be changed, right? So that is the reality. People hardly change, you know. They are the same people every time. Although we try to change them, although we told that you need to change yourself, right? You need to change your attitudes. You need to change the way you behave. People hardly change, right? Like we are all stuck in the same loop, you know. We are doing the same thing again and again, every day, every single day. That is the nature. So very rarely and very hardly people change their attitudes and the way of behavior. So same thing happened here. He started quarreling with other monks, and the same thing happened with the other monks. They left the monastery. So the second monastery also was empty. And the same thing happened again. What? The devotees came, the people came who are joined to that monastery. They came to the monastery and said, please take your belongings. You don't belong here. You cannot live here with other monks. Please take your belongings and leave this temple. So he was banished from the second monastery. But he wasn't alone, you know. He had the third one. He went there and started living. Same thing happened in the third monastery. Okay. Then he was banished from the third monastery, and he went to the fourth one, fifth one, and sixth one, and he went to the seventh one. Now, finally, although he went to the seven monasteries, he did not learn a lesson from it because of his behaviors. Right? He was stuck in that loop. Right? He's a little bit a stubborn monk. So what happened? He was banished from the seventh monastery also. And now there was no any other place for Dhammika Swaminatha to go and live. Okay. Now he felt the loneliness. Right? Now he felt that there is no help for him. Then he started thinking, now, where should I go now? Where should I go now? Where should I go, and whom should I meet? Then Dhammika Swaminatha thought, yes, now I was banished from all the seven monasteries. So there's no any other place for me to go. There's only one place that I can go now. Right? There's only one place. That is, I will go to meet the Buddha. I will go and meet the Buddha. That is the only place that I have to go. So finally, Dhammika Swaminatha went to meet the Buddha. Okay. So he went to the monastery where the Buddha resided, and then he went to meet the Buddha, and he worshipped him, and he sat in front of the Buddha. Now the Buddha saw all this, what happened with this Dhammika Swaminatha. What is the story and the nature of him? Buddha knows that. And although he knows the story of Dhammika Swaminatha, Buddha asked, now, Dhammika, from where are you coming? Then Dhammika Swaminatha told, oh great, my dear Buddha, oh great teacher, Supreme Buddha, I was banished from all the seven monasteries of my hometown. Right? I was banished and there's no place to go. That is why I came here. Now, tell me, what was the Buddha's reaction? Can you guess the Buddha's reaction? What did Buddha say to Dhammika? Did he blame? Did he complain to him? No, he didn't complain to him. What the Buddha told is, okay, it's okay. You were banished from, it's true that you were banished from all the 7 monasteries. Now you can live here with me. Okay. Keep your belongings here and you can live here with me. So Buddha finally appreciated and he took Dhammika Swamin Wahanse under his wings. Then the Buddha started to ask questions from Dhammika Swami. He asked, what was the reason for people to ban you from all these monasteries? What is the reason? Then Dhammika Swamin Wahanse told, it is my own fault, the Buddha. It is my own fault, right? Because of my anger, because of my bad behavior, I was banished from all those 7 monasteries. That is the reason. So then Buddha told a nice story. Okay, Buddha told, your journey of through these 7 monasteries is like a nice story that was happened in the past, right? Then Buddha started to tell a story. So what is the story? Is Buddha told that once upon a time, there were some sailors who are going on a voyage in the ocean. Okay. So when the sailors are going on a voyage in the ocean, they bring a bird to find a land. That means when you are going on the ocean, you cannot find the path because there are no roads on the water. You cannot find the path. So all you need to find is the direction and you have to follow the direction. So for the benefit and for the ease of the voyagers, they bring a bird, right? The bird's name is land spotting bird. What is the name of the bird? Land spotting bird. So the responsibility of this land spotting bird is when the sailors or when the voyagers, when they are lost in the middle of the ocean, what they do is they take this land spotting bird and they release this bird. So the land spotting birds fly to all the directions, right? He flies to the north direction, he flies to the south direction, and he flies to all the directions. And he finds, if he finds a land, he will never come back to the ship, right? If that land spotting bird finds a land, he will never come back to the ship. Okay, he will stay there. That bird will stay there. But if that bird did not find, if that bird did not find a land, he will return back to the ship again. So Buddha taught, your journey is like that. You went for all the 7 monasteries and you did not find any place to live peacefully. Okay. Now, finally, you came to the same place you started the journey, right? He was ordained under the Buddha. So finally, he came to the Buddha again. He went refuge to the Buddha again. So Buddha taught, now you have to live here. You have to live with me. And listen to this very carefully. You have to practice a certain virtue or a certain quality in your life, right? Then Buddha taught, there's a duty of the monk, okay? There's a duty that a monk should always practice, okay? Always do. It is same like a duty of a tree, okay? What is the duty? Duty of a monk and also the duty of a tree. First of all, let's see what is the duty of a tree. Okay. Duty of a tree means, Buddha teaches us. Now, when you think about a tree, normally we can learn many things from trees, dear devotees. Okay. And also we can learn many things from this nature. If we think correctly, if we think in the correct way, we can learn many things from this nature, and we can learn many things from the environment that we live. Okay. So Buddha teaches us the duty of a tree. What is the duty of a tree? Now Buddha teaches that the duty of a tree is now, have you seen oftenly now? You have seen this, like people cut trees from the axis. Okay. Now imagine if a person came under a tree and he started cutting a tree, right? So when he started to cut the tree, and if he felt tired and if he felt fatigued, normally if that person started to rest under that same tree he started cutting, will there be any difference of the shade that the tree gives to that person? No. The shade of the tree will be the same. Will there be any difference of the coolness and the tranquility that the tree gives to that person, the person who cuts the same tree? Yes, it will be the same. It will not be changed. Okay. So that is the duty of the tree. A tree is always treating to everyone equally. Am I right? Yes. If we try to cut the tree gives the branches. If we try to cut down the tree, it gives us the wood, it gives us the fruit. Everything is for us, right? The tree will never be angry with the people who are trying to hurt. That is the nature of a tree, right? That means trees are never being angry with people who are trying to cut them, right? They are thinking that if you want leaves from me, then you can take leaves. If you want fruits from me, you can take fruits from me. Okay. If you want a trunk or the wood from me, then take it. Okay. Never be angry with people. So Buddha taught us that you need to be like a tree, right? We should not get angry with people who are trying to hurt us. We should not get angry with people who are trying to make troubles for our life. Okay. So why should not be angry with other people? What is the reason? Actually, when we become angry with people around us, the first person who is getting the damage is ourselves. That is the reality. We are the ones who are getting damaged first. It's like this. If you try to hold an hot iron ball on your hand, if you try to throw it to a person who you are hating, then who is the first person who is getting damaged? You're the one who is going to get damaged first. Okay? You're the one who is going to feel the pain first. You're the one who is going to be burned. Okay? So that is why Buddha taught us, if you become angry, you're the one who is going to get hurt first. You are the one who is going to lose your good qualities, right? So that is why Buddha teaches us, that be kind to everyone equally, right? Although it is very hard, we have to do this, right? Now you may think when I say this, it is very hard to do in this society. People are acting weird. People are doing so many nasty things to us, right? Sometimes people are good, but sometimes there are many people who are being very bad. So how can we deal with these people? Yes, you can be kind to those people, and also in the same time, you can stay away from those people, right? Hating those people who are hurting ourselves, right? Hating the people and trying to damage or trying to hurt people who are hating us is not the correct way, right? You will get a little bit of a mental satisfaction when you blame someone, when you hurt others' feelings. You will get a certain happiness, but that is not the real happiness. Okay? So that is why Buddha taught us that you need to be kind to people. You need to you need to practice the patience, right? When we practice patience, it's a great blessing for our life. There are many times that we fall into many problems because of our own anger, because of our own impatience. Okay? There are many times. There's a saying that it says, if you become patient in 1 second, right? If you become patient in 1 second, you can avoid 100 years of suffering in your life. That's a great saying. There are people who are suffering for many years because of not becoming patient for one second. That 1 second has created a lot of suffering in their life. Okay? That is why Buddha teaches us that you need to be like a tree. Don't try to react to the people who are doing bad things to your life, who are making troubles to your life. Instead of that, you have to be wise and you have to stay away from them, right? Try as much as possible to stay away from that, to stay away from them and to have a less contact with them. That is what we have to do. Okay. So when you do that, you become more peaceful, right? And also, when you practice that kindness, when you practice that compassion within you, your mind becomes so peaceful. So how can we practice the kindness and compassion like this? How can we be like a tree? How can we do that? It's like it's a habit, you know. The kindness, the compassion, all these things are good habits. Unfortunately, most of us, we don't have this. Most of us, we don't have this habit, right? What is the habit that we are having is we have the anger as the habit. We have the impatience as the habit, right? That is why it comes automatically. Now, in a moment that you want to become angry, you don't want to think twice. It comes in a split second, right? The anger is faster than the kindness, you know? It's very easy to get angry with people. Even a little mosquito can make you angry, you know? When you feel a mosquito is biting you, we feel angry. That is why we are killing them. Okay. So that is why we need to practice this. And that is why we need to make this a habit. Once it becomes a habit, it comes automatically, right? So how can we practice this as a habit? I will tell you a little bit of a practice that you can do it every day. Okay. Try to do this practice every single day. If you can master this, then you will be more peaceful, and you will find that you become, the anger is not bothering you anymore. Okay, so this is the practice. Every day, before you get up from the bed, right? Once you are awake and before you getting down from the bed, what you have to do is just sit on the bed and think, may all the beings in this world, may all beings in this world be well and happy, right? May they live long. May they live a happy life, right? May they be well and happy. You have to think like that. From your heart, wish the well-being of the people from your heart. Okay? When you wish that well-being of other people, when you become kind to those people from your mind, it becomes like, it becomes a practice. When you're doing it every day, it's like a habit. It becomes automatic. Okay? And also, before starting the day, always think, today, whatever happened in this world, right? Whatever happened to me, I am not going to get angry. I'm not going to lose my temper. Think like that, right? I'm going to help people. I'm going to be compassionate to people. I'm going to be kind to people. When you imagine that, when you imagine it from your mind, and when you think again and again those thoughts, those kind thoughts, right? You will get used to these kind thoughts all the time. The problem is we have got used to the anger most of the time, right? From our childhood, we have practiced this anger, the bad habit. Okay, so that is why we need to shift our habit from anger to kindness. Okay, from anger to the compassion, from anger to not being bothered by the people who are acting weird in our life. So that is how we practice this anger. Otherwise, if you do this loving kindness meditation for maybe once a month, maybe once a week, it's not enough. Okay? Even if you are doing the loving kindness meditation, you have to do it daily. Okay? So the best time to do the loving kindness meditation is before you get down from the bed in the morning. So that is the best time. So practice that loving kindness for a little while. You don't have to spend many hours for that. Maybe 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. That's enough. Okay. When you practice these thoughts, then you will be kind and you will be more peaceful in your life. That is what we have to do. So be like a tree. Let the people hurt you. Let the people hate you. You don't want to hurt them back. You don't want to hate them back. Because you have to realize that when we become angry, when we lose our temper, we are the ones who are getting hurt. Okay? We are the ones who are losing our virtues and good qualities. So first of all, we have to build up these human qualities, good human qualities. Without becoming good human, you cannot attain any good qualities in your life, good achievements in. First of all, always remember to be a good human first, right? Because many of us lose this and forget these human qualities, and we are trying to run a different life. But without becoming a human, how can we attain any good thing in our life? Now, most of the Buddhists, they like to go to heaven, right? They like to go to heaven, and they think like at the end of this life, we will have a great wish to be reborn in heaven. Okay, you can be reborn in heaven and you can be a god. Before becoming a god, you have to be a good human first, right? If you are not becoming a good human, If you don't have any good human qualities, then how can you become a god? Okay, so what you have to do is to practice these good human qualities like kindness, compassion, and patience, right? Try it. Although it is very hard, we have to do it, right? Hard doesn't mean impossible, right? Buddha didn't say to be kind is impossible, right? Buddha taught us that to practice these good qualities, it is very hard, right? It is very hard. It is very easy to do the things that brings the suffering to our life, but it is very hard to do the things that brings the unhappiness, and it is very hard to do the things that brings the happiness to our life, the comfort to our life. So what you have to do is to practice these good human qualities. Be a good human first. Then only you can achieve the good things in your life. So that is the message of all the Buddhas. Buddhas always taught us that to be kind and to be patient overall, to the people around us. Okay, so practice the Buddha's qualities and enjoy the peaceful life in all of you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, now it is the time to share the merits.
Our Swamin Wahanse, I'm very much grateful to giving this Dharma Deshana today, and we are going to open a small 15 minutes Q&A session. I think for people who participated today can ask a question. If anyone wants to ask a question from Swamin Wahanse, can you please raise that hand icon in on Zoom? Then I can what you call activate your microphone now. Is there anyone? It's not only the children, even the parents. If they have any question,
Yeah.
please click that icon with that hand, raise hand. Then I can unmute your microphone.
If you have any kind of questions, you can ask me. Okay. It should not be related to the Dhamma sermon. Any kind of questions, if you have them, you can ask.
Does anyone have any question? So I will not. Okay, Lisini, I will now unmute your one. Yes, Lisini, you can ask. Yes, Lisini, you can ask the question.
Where do you live?
I'm living in Sri Lanka. Okay, I'm living near to Colombo. I think so. When you come to Sri Lanka, then you can visit the monastery. Okay.
Okay.
Someone was here. Is there anyone else who has a question?
Yeah.
I saw someone is raising their hand. Okay, I'll give you the Susanta. I'll give you now. Give me a second. I'll unmute. Come on, I'm trying to. Susanta, can you hear me? Hear me? Have you unmuted? Okay, Mahesh, okay, I'll unmute you first. Give me a second.
Why did you want to become a monk?
Why did I wanted to become a monk?
Yes.
It's a long story. I will tell it briefly. Okay.
Okay.
So when I was at home, right, when I was a little boy like you, I saw the monk's life, and I realized that there is like a life of freedom. You can live freely, you can think freely, right? So I always liked the freedom in my life when I was small. I was the only child in my family, so I was like to live without many distractions, right? So I like the freedom of the life. So that is why actually I decided to become a monk, okay? Because the life is very free, and you can learn many things from this life in this life once you become a monk, right? It's not easy, but it is very free. Okay. To become a monk is very easy. To live as a monkhood is very difficult. And yeah, that is quite nice, very wonderful life, you know. That is why I decided to become a monk.
Answer. Are you
Yes.
Are you in the English Dhamma Center with Rohana Kirti Swaminathan?
Yes, yes. You know Rohana Kirti Swaminathan in English Dhamma Center? Okay, very good.
Do I do?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
If you get angry, what would you do?
If we get angry, what should we do? Okay, that's a good question. You know. Okay, let's learn this. If we get angry at a time, maybe let's see if you have a brother or a sister, right? If your brother or sister, sometimes most of the time your brother or sister is a little bit annoying, no? Right? They are making troubles. So once you get angry, what you have to do is, first of all, think, I'm not going to say anything, and I'm not going to do anything while I'm being angry. That is the first thing that you have to think. Okay? I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to do anything. Why? Once your mind gets into the anger thing, all the things that you do from your body, all the things that you say from your mouth comes out of anger. Okay? So once you become angry, the things that you do are not good. Sometimes you may hurt them. Sometimes you try to make troubles with them. So what you have to do is, I'm not going to think that I'm not going to do anything out of anger. I'm not going to say anything out of anger now. Just, you can close your eyes if you want, and you can stay silent. Okay? And try to talk with the person who tried to hurt you, or try to deal with him without being angry. If you have the chance to leave that person and stay away from that person, then you can do it, right? In the case of your brother or sister, then what you have to do, ask them not to bother them, okay? But don't be angry all the time, right? It's not good. So that is how we do that. Sometimes when we do the things with anger, we take wrong decisions, you know? So that is why always think, I'm not going to do anything while I am being angry. I'm not going to say anything while I'm in anger. Okay? And also think that try to practice the love and kindness to them, right? Try to understand them, and try to practice the love and spread the love and kindness to maybe your brother or sister, one of your friends maybe. Then it will be okay. Okay? That's how we deal with the angry situations. What about others?
Swamin Vahanse, I just wanted to say thank you for the Dhamma sermons that you put on YouTube. And I also
Okay.
wanted to say that they're very clear and easy to understand.
I'm very happy if you get any good thing to your life. That is my happiness. Okay.
Swamin Hansa, how old is the
Yes.
monastery?
How old is the monastery asking?
Yeah.
This monastery, maybe it's like 15 or 16 years old now.
Okay.
And our main monastery is 53 years old now.
Okay.
Is there anyone who wants? Okay, I can see some hands are raising, and yes, it's
You can call his name and then.
Kiana Javardhana. Yes, I can see that. Yes, you can ask from your question. We can submit your question now.
What are the qualities of a true friend?
That's a good question. And that's, if I give the answer to that, it takes a long time, but I will explain it to you briefly. I will give you some good qualities of a true friend. Okay. The first quality that a true friend, a good friend has is, first of all, he is trustworthy. That means we can trust that friend, you know. He will never betray you. He will never try to put you in trouble. That is the first quality. We can trust him. We can say anything to that person or the friend. Okay? You can say the secrets to them. He's a good secret keeper. Okay? And also the good friend, one of the qualities that good friends has is the good friend reveals his secrets to you. He's not hiding anything from you. Okay? That is the second quality. And also, the good friend always shows you the correct path. Okay? He will never lead you to do the bad things. Okay? To do the evil things. That is a good quality of the good friend. And always, the good friends, they will give you the things that are very hard to give. Right? They will give you the things that are very hard to give. Like sometimes, if you had, now let's see like this. If you have maybe, let's say you have one chocolate. You only have the one chocolate, one piece of chocolate. Okay? No, let's take like this. Your friend has only one piece of chocolate, right? Although that friend likes to eat that chocolate, if you go to that friend and ask, can you give me that piece of chocolate? Now, is it easy to give? It's not easy to give, no? You only have one piece of chocolate, that's for you. But a true friend, a good friend will give you. Okay? He's not thinking twice. He's always for you. Okay, helping. So, Pute, it is very hard to find such good friends, right? Is it easy to find such good friends, children? No, it's not easy. I will tell you, there are two good friends with you now. The friends who have all these qualities. Who are those two friends? They are your parents, okay? They are the ones who are dedicated for your life. Always they are dedicating for your life, doing everything for you, right? So they are the good friends. Be with them. Don't hurt their feelings, okay? You should never hurt the feelings of a true friend. Okay, you should never break the trust of a true friend. That is why we should never break the trust of our parents. Okay, those are the qualities. Any other questions?
Lizeni, you want to? I'll unmute. I think yes, I'll mute you now. Yes, Lizeni, you can ask your question now.
You said life of a monk is very easy.
Hmm.
Are there
Life-
any
Yes.
any jobs that you can do?
We cannot do any jobs when you become a monk. Okay. So, because life of a monk is not easy, Pute. It's very hard, but it's very free. That is the correct way. Okay. To live like a monk is not easy. You have to dedicate many things. You have to leave home, you have to leave your parents, you have to leave everything in your life, and you have to become a monk. You own nothing in this world. Only the things that you really own once you become a monk, you only have few things like the 3 robes. We only have 3 robes and the bowl, the thing that we eat. Okay. These are the only belongings that we have. So it is very free, right? But it is very difficult, right? But it is very wonderful, right?
We have Swami, I think we have another 5 minutes. I'll give you another 3 participants to ask
Yeah.
question. Then we will have to wind up. Yes, I'll give you to Minuka. Yes, Minuka, you can put your question to Swami Mahansa. Yes.
What is the most important thing you should remember in everyday life?
What is the most important thing to remember in everyday life? Good question. What is the most important thing? The most important thing that we have to remember in every day is that we are going to die one day. Okay. Is that the truth? Is that the truth? Yes, we are going to die one day. Okay. Don't be afraid of the death. Death is happening, right? Although we become afraid or not, it is happening. It's normal. We have to die one day. So if we remember, we are going to die one day, right? Before the death, I have to collect good things to my life. I have to become a good human. I have to become a good person, maybe a good child, right? Then you can remember that every day. Okay. So the most important thing that we have to remember is we are going to die one day, because we all try to forget that. Most of the time people forget that they are going to die one day. Okay. If you can remember that, your life will be more peaceful. Okay. That is the thing.
Kiana, you can ask your question from Swami Mahansa now.
What's the difference between an Sapurisa and a Sapurisa?
You're giving me the questions that I have to answer for a long time. Okay. Let's say like this, Satpurisha, or the noble person, in other words, okay? That means the person who is very good, in other words, the noble person. Satpurisha knows what is good and what is bad. That is the main thing, right? The Satpurisha knows what is good thing, what is merit and what is demerit, what is good and what is bad. But the Asatpurisha, okay, the person who does not know anything like that, he cannot detect, or he cannot find the good thing in his life. He doesn't know what is the good and what is the bad, right? He will never do the good things. Most of the time they are doing the demerits. So that is the nature of the Sat. That is the difference between Satpurusha and Asatpurusha. Okay.
Our last question, Swamin Vahansa, from Netuli. Netuli, now you can ask your question from Swamin Vahansa.
What if we have to go to a place that we don't want to go?
Means like in the next life or this life. Abute?
Puta, can you ask the question again? I can't see you again. Can you raise your
Netuli?
hand? Netuli? Netuli, can ask you?
What if we have to go to a place that we don't want to go this life?
This life. Yeah, sometimes we have to face such situations, right? We have to go to the places that we don't like. But it will not be the same every time, right? Although sometimes we have to go and like sometimes we have to stay in the places that we don't like. But that is not for the whole life. It is going to be impermanent. Okay. The nature of the life is, children, we all have like the nature of this life is, it is most of the experience. No, not the most, every experience that we face in our life is impermanent. Although it is suffering, it is happiness, although it is excitement, every experience, every emotion, everything that we feel in our life becomes impermanent. That is the nature. It will be changed. Okay. So when you go to a place or when you are in a place where you don't like, always think, this is not going to be forever. This will be changed one day. Okay. So then you can make up your mind and you can look for the good in your life. Right? That is how we deal with that. Right.
So, Master, that is the last
I think-
question. I think now we
Yeah.
can carry on our next. Yes.
Yeah. Then let's share the merits then.
Yes, Jeremy. Yes.
Okay. All of you say sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu. So today we collected lots of merits by paying homage to the Supreme Buddha. We went refuge to the Triple Gems and we observed 5 precepts and we learned Dhamma and we discussed the questions of Dhamma. So we collected lots of merits today to our life. First of all, let's share these merits with all the gods who protect the Gautam Buddha's dispensation. May all the gods rejoice in this merit and may they be well and happy. May they live long, may they live a happy life, and may they realize 4 noble truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let's share these merits with our Pinot Loka Swamin Vahanse and all the monks and the nuns of Mahamena monasteries and all the monks and the nuns of all around the world. May Mahasangha rejoice in this merit and may they be well and happy. May they live long, may they live a happy life, and may they realize 4 noble truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let's share these merits with all the departed relatives of all of us. May all the departed relatives rejoice in this merit and may they be well and happy and may they escape from this samsara as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let's share these merits with, especially with all the devotees who are joined to the Sri Bodhidhamma Vihara, Bendigo. May all the devotees who are joined to the Bodhidhamma Vihara, may all these devotees rejoice in this merit and may they be well and happy. May they live long. May they live a happy life. May all their good hopes become true. And may all the devotees realize 4 noble truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And finally, may all these merits rejoiced by all the devotees who joined to this Dhamma sermon today. May all of you, by the power of this merit, may all of you rejoice in this merit, and may you be well and happy. May you live long. May you live a happy life. May all of your children's education become successful. May all of your good hopes become true. And finally, may all of you realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.